Hi, I'm Sunil. If you are planning an Oracle Forms to Apex migration, this video could save you months of rework and a lot of budget pain. Because most projects do not fail due to effort, they fail due to wrong assumptions. And those assumptions show up only after the project has already started. Today, I'll break down why Forms to Apex migrations fail, what to watch for, and the simple assessment first approach that makes delivery predictable. Let's start with the uncomfortable truth. Forms to Apex is not a conversion. Forms is a stateful, trigger driven runtime. Apex is a web platform with a different life cycle and interaction model. So if your plan is same screens in browser, convert forms to Apex quickly, what you are really doing is buying a future problem. And web programs often involve multiple vendor teams, tight timelines, and legacy knowledge sitting in a few people's head. These problems compound fast. The first failure is the mindset. Teams start with will convert all forms to Apex, keep logic same, and finish fast. But modernization is not copying screens. Modernization is expose the rules, redesign for web behavior, and create a phased roadmap leadership can fund. If you begin with conversion thinking, you underestimate effort, oversimplify risk, and set expectations you cannot meet. And the second reason, your real system is not what you see on the screen. In forms, business logic hides in triggers. When button pressed, key commit, when validate item, pre-insert, post query, and many more patterns. So when someone says we have 300 forms, that is not the scope. That's just a count. The real scope is how many triggers, how much logic inside them, how much duplication exists, which rules are business critical, and which ones are just legacy patches nobody remembers. And that hidden logic is why projects look fine at the kickoff, then collapse in months 2 or 3. And the third reason is the pixel perfect trap. Trying to reproduce Forms UI exactly in Apex usually creates a slow, clunky web experience, frustrated users, and endless change requests. Because Forms was built for a desktop style workflow. Apex is built for modern responsive usage. The goal should be preserve workflows, not pixels. If you modernize correctly, UX improves. If you replicate incorrectly, you spend money and still disappoint users. Fourth reason is estimation. Most estimates are built like this: per form X days, multiply by number of forms. That fails because one form may be simple, another may have years of exceptions, hidden rules, and integration dependencies. A credible estimate needs real inputs, complexity classification, trigger density, dependency mapping, integration touch points, batch jobs, and reporting, and a risk register. Without those, your estimate is a guess. And leadership eventually feels that. Fifth reason is the system's edges. Form systems don't live alone. They touch database packages, reports, file based interfaces, scheduled jobs, EBS workflows in many organizations where EBS is present. Third party systems. If you modernize UI first and discover interface complexity later, sequencing breaks. That's when teams start saying, we did not know this form triggers that bad job, or this report is tied to that workflow, or this integration is used by another team. Those are not technical surprises, those are planning failures. So, what's the better approach? Success starts with visibility before commitment. Before you promise timelines or sign an execution contract, you need inventory and classification. what exists, complexity levels, logic visibility, where business rules live, and how to replicate them. Dependency mapping, what moves together, what can be phased. Modern target principles, UX approach plus architecture assumptions, phased roadmap plus risk register. Fundable phases reduce surprises. This is what a governance first modernization assessment produces. And the outcome is simple predictability. Not just we can build it, but we know what we are building, in what order, with what risk, and leadership can fund it confidently. If you're planning a Forms to Apex migration in the next 6 to 12 months and you want to reduce surprises, reach out to me directly. I'll share the assessment checklist we use and help you validate scope, dependencies, and sequencing before you commit budgets. Message me on LinkedIn or email me directly. Details are in the description. Thank you for watching.